runs through me like a vein. It's coming for me as I watch them march down this false line. I'm grabbing all the anger I can find, alarming in its present phase, destroying all these places in my mind. We're living in our final days, we're bombing all the places left to hide.
I wrote a couple songs. I think Final Days was one of them. Wrote a couple by myself, and then I ended up having Miles come out with me. I called him up and said, hey, I know I was touring Europe at the time. Oh, you want to come out with me and write some songs for my record? So hell yeah, let's do it. And we sat in one of those double-decker buses in Europe, and we wrote a couple songs together, and I wrote a lot of it in Europe. All the songs, working titles where I was at. I have a song called Manchester, I have a song called Russia, Antwerp. It just depended where I was at, is where I wrote the songs. So I say 80% of the record was written in Europe.
Each city had its own kind of vibe to it, so it was a matter of, you know, opening up the window and looking outside, and whatever was out there, you could kind of get the feel for it. The way he puts it together is he's fast and he knows what he likes, and it's killing right out the bat with like no effort.
I had such a blast riding with Miles. It was inspiring for me. I started writing. Once I had those songs done, I came back to my house in Malibu and started writing in my little guest house. And I started just working. And I set up these cameras in my house, and I had them going 24 hours a day on, was it Ustream? What was the thing called? Something like that back in the early, it was 2007 or something. And I just streamed the whole writing process. I turned the audio off so you couldn't hear anything. People could watch me working and doing all this stuff. Final Days, I wrote that during the war in Iraq was going on, and then when the lyrics is they're bombing all the places left to hide. Seems like that place is, there's lots, it just, that's where humanity was created, Mesopotamia. I wanted that Middle Eastern vibe from that's where I think that the world that we all came from. Schenker did an amazing job with his violin on parts, and he used his voice. He's got a humongous range. He's a legend. He had a band called Shakti. He was with Frank Zappa, he was with Peter Gabriel. And he has an amazing range on his voice, and his violin playing is out of this world. Schenker invented the double violin. He done amazing things with his violin. The whole thing is from a contrabass all the way up to a violin. It goes all the ranges, and he's just a very gifted individual, and he's done tons and produced tons of like 80s classic hits, and he's been involved with a lot of great people.
Shankar is fucking like, yo, I'm sick of being genius while y'all stumbling on your fucking parts. Shank's like,
You give him that. You got the shit music. Like,
loop it,
because it was perfect pitch.
I'm gonna go do this other gig real quick.
To be able to take lessons from him was amazing, and I pick up, you know, instruments pretty quickly. I started the tour, first couple shows, and he gave me some lessons, and by like the 5th or 6th show, I was playing with him, and we got to do these jams. And I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, I just play by ear, but some of my favorites were me and him going back and forth playing, and him doing his thing, and we'd just do these long 10-minute jams on stage, and people seemed not to get bored. They just ate it up. It'd be me, him, and Miles going at it, or me and him and Zach. It just depended on the night. Vocal stylings. I do we call him boom chocks from the Freak on the Leash stuff, but his stuff was like all these dooms. He was like doing doom, taka taka doom. It's just these different voicings that it's like percussive, and so he'd be like going doom, taka taka doom, taka taka doom. So he'd tell me to do that, and then he would do these other ones over the top, just doing this vocal percussion. He just hit me to that, and so we'd start doing it on stage. I'm like, let's just do it. I became where I didn't care. I wanted to experiment. I loved the rush of not knowing what we were going to do or how it would turn out. I became kind of addicted to that, not knowing in front of an audience. It's just throwing it all out there and not giving a fuck. Hey, we could train wreck, or it could be really cool, and it ended up being really cool. tabla player, Mike Dillon. Zach hooked me up with him, and the original, when I wrote it, it had just loops, but I really wanted it to be real. Everything on this, I wanted this to be real, and when you hear it recorded and hear it on there, you know someone's playing them. It's not something programmed. It's not a machine. I really wanted to get that across and have a real guy play, and Mike did a great job. The whole thing, it takes you somewhere, and that's what I was going for. It's just that cool vibe, makes you relax and lose yourself.
Alarming in its present phase.